We're going to see now the classification or scale of Sundrlan. This would be for the damage to the peripheral nerve, the degrees of the damage, and it is divided into 5. Alright, so let's remind the structure of a nerve. We have just the axons. Here we have axons. Around the axon there is a sheet called the endoneuron. And then around or let's say a set of fibers, nerve fibers or axons surrounded each one with the endoneuron forms the fascicle. So this is a fascicle, and each fascicle is surrounded by the perineuron, and here are the blood vessels that irrigate the nerve. So here are the vasa nervorum. Then a lot of these fascicles, so let me put here another fascicle. This would be another fascicle. So now a conjunction of this. This is a nerve or trunk nerve, and it is also surrounded by a sheet. In this case, the sheet is the perineuron. Alright, so we have axon surrounded by endoneuron, then the fascicles surrounded by perineuron, and then the trunk nerve surrounded by the perineuron, by the epineuron, sorry. Epineuron. Alright, so the first one is blocked conduction. And this blocked conduction is because there is damage to the 3 sheets, to the endoneuron, peri, and epineuron. Then the next one is conservation of the endoneuron. So this allows the regeneration of the axon. That is, here we have a axon, and remember that the axon, the peripheral axon, has the Schwann cells around here. So here we have Schwann cells. So if there is damage to the axon, transection of the axon, remember that we would have chromatolysis on the body of the neuron, axonal regression. Here the axon proximal to the damage would regress, and Wallerian degeneration. Here Wallerian degeneration, but not of the, that is, the axon dies, but not these Schwann cells. So this was axonal or Wallerian degeneration. Now the axon will grow and will follow the sheet, the endoneuron, and the Schwann cells. So the conservation of the endoneuron sheet allows the regrow of the axonal transection. Next, here is axonal transection and damage to the endoneuron with conservation of the perineuron and epineuron. So here we are damaging the axonal fibers with the endoneuron, but not the perineuron nor the endoneuron nor the epineuron. Next one is the transection of the endoneuron and the perineuron. So we are transecting, let's say, like the fascicle, but not the complete nerve. And the last one is complete nerve transection. So we have 5 degrees of the axonal or the peripheral nerve damage in the scale of Sundrlan. We have damage to the three sheets, endoneuron, perineuron, epineuron. Then just conservation of the endoneuron that allows the regeneration of the axon. Next is transection of the axon and the endoneuron with conservation of the perineuron and epineuron. Next is damage to the endoneuron and perineuron. And lastly, the transection of the endoneuron and perineuron. And the last one is the transection of all the nerve trunk.